Welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about 3 mistakes that self-sabotagers make. Okay, well, firstly, what is self-sabotage? What is the definition of self-sabotage? It's where you get in your own way of reaching your goal or your purpose or your desires. So it's only you getting in your own way. And this can present itself in various different ways. So it could be something like binge eating. It could be scrolling on your phone when you know you should be going to bed. It could be staying up late watching Netflix or staying up late reading. It could be procrastination where you just don't get things done. It could be an inability to say no. You're always saying yes to things that you shouldn't be saying yes to, perhaps. And this can present then fruit which leaves you feeling less than healthy in body, spirit and soul, not fulfilling your whole potential, feeling lethargic, feeling low. So it's really important to try and recognize self-sabotaging behaviors so that we can do something about it and we can crack on and fulfill our purpose and our potential. So loads can be done, but these are 3 mistakes that I commonly see, which I think it's good to highlight. And the first mistake is trying to sort out the fruit and the branches rather than the roots. So what exactly do I mean by that? Well, the fruit of these self-sabotaging behaviors is, that you don't feel that great, that you feel unhealthy, maybe you're less fit than you want to be, or maybe you're more overweight than you want to be. So instead of looking what's going on and what's causing that, you think, oh, I've got to sort out the fruit. I've got to try and change the fruit. So let's give something up. Let's go on a diet. Let's try and change those habits and behaviors, even though I don't really know what's causing them. I'll try harder, I'll work harder, I'll use my willpower, and I'll really try and stop doing those things. But if you don't really know what's going on underneath, then it's a little bit like sticking sticky plaster on the wound, and at some point it will come off. And that's how we know we're doing things at our own strength, because it doesn't last. Nothing's really changed, and we don't know what to do, and we don't know where to go. And we've probably been there a million times before with things that we've tried to change in our own strength. But it's important to work out what's going on. So look up the roots. What's going on? Hello, good evening. What's going on deeper? Why are you exhibiting these self-sabotaging behaviors, which then present as being less healthy, less fulfilled than you'd like to be? So that's the first mistake that I see, is people trying to do it in their own strength and sort out the habits and behaviors that they don't like, that's stopping them getting there without working out what's going on. The second thing is believing that victory happens for other people, but not for you. You've seen people have success, have breakthroughs, have promises come true in certain areas of their life. That's fine for them, but it doesn't happen for you. Have you ever felt like that? Because that's not right. Hello, welcome. And having this kind of mentality can be confusing. It can be confused actually with being humble and thinking of others better than yourself. But God asks us to love others as we love ourselves. And we need to know and believe and understand that God wants victory for us too. Through God, all things are possible. So things might be challenging, things might be difficult, but if it's God's will for his children to have freedom in this area, which I believe it is, then the same is true for you too. So that's the second mistake that people make, is looking around, looking at other people, seeing it work for them, seeing them have victory in areas, but not believing it for yourself. And number 3 is speaking about yourself in the wrong way. So speaking about yourself quite negatively and saying perhaps something like, I am a binge eater, rather than like, I have binge eaten in the past, but I'm working through this and making improvements. Or I've always been rubbish at exercise. rather than, yeah, I didn't really get on with exercise, but now I'm exploring new things and trying to do things and find things that I enjoy. And if you have more of a fixed mindset rather than growth, so believing that you won't change, that's actually self-perpetuating. So if you believe you won't change, then it's unlikely that you will change, and then you believe that you won't change. Whereas if you have a growth mindset where you believe that you can learn from your mistakes, learn from your failures, get up and get going again, then guess what? You believe that change and growth can happen. So watch how you're speaking to yourself. Are you using the words like trying or I am, rather than I used to be like that, but now I can be like this? And actually, all it takes sometimes is just a switch of mindset. You're not aiming to, well, you might be, but you're probably not aiming to run around the world or swim across the channel or never eat another piece of chocolate again in your life. What you're doing is aiming to be healthier, and that can start from now. You can start being a healthy person now, and you can label yourself as a healthier person, and that will start then coming to fruition. So if you start looking at these things, look at the roots of why you're sabotaging yourself. So that was the first thing, rather than try and sort out the fruit and thinking, oh, okay, I won't do that, I'll use my own willpower. Look at why you're self-sabotaging. Is it because you're a perfectionist and you don't like failure and you're afraid of failure? Is it because you're afraid of what other people think? Is it because you've got limited beliefs about God and you don't know exactly what he wants for your life? So look a bit deeper, what's going on there. Believe victory can happen for you, not just other people. That's really, really key. Otherwise, you're putting God into a box and you restrict him by purely not believing that he can do things. And number 3, make sure you speak to yourself in the right way. Have a growth mindset and say that you are something that you want to be, rather than saying something that you've always been. I hope that's helpful. But if you start looking at these things, then it will lead to more change behaviors, more recognition of what's really going on, and then you'll be able to change them for good and make sure that it's not just a little whim or a diet or a big effort in your own willpower. And that will lead to more fruit in your life and more fulfillment and more freedom in this area. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know, give me a like, maybe have a comment about what helped you, and I will speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.